Везде так jak wygląda samochód.
Since its introduction at the end of 2023, the BMW R12 has been somewhat overshadowed by the R12 9T. Maybe because it is a little worse equipped, but maybe also because it is more of a cruiser than a roadster. We grabbed a test bike of the R12 and cruised around. Here is our driving report. With the R12 9T for €17,410, which is also new, the classification is still quite simple. This is a retro roadster. But the R12 presented here without 9T? Certainly a retro roadster somewhere, but even more like a cruiser with bobber borrowings. Anyway, we agree on cruisers because of the look and especially because of the rear fender and the solo seat. By the way, our test bike was equipped with the pillion package, hence the seat with pillion seat and passenger footrests. The R12 is available in 3 colors, black, red and silver. The black version is standard, the red one costs €620 extra and the option 719 in Ava Silver with milling package and special exhaust system costs a hefty €2,165 extra. Leave the money and take the black one, she's the coolest anyway. Not quite as typical for cruisers as the position of the footrests on the R12. Just like the R18 models, these have to be placed in the middle due to the wide boxer cylinders. Casually stretching out your legs far forward is therefore reserved for the US V2 cruisers. Nevertheless, you somehow also sit casually on the R12, slightly bent over in Quasimodo style, which sounds bad, but feels good. The handlebars are offset towards the rider and the seat height of only 754 mm makes it easy for virtually every rider to get their feet safely on the ground. We noticed that the R12 is quite easy to maneuver despite its weight. The overall impression when you get on it, cool and big bike. In terms of cockpit, the R12 comes as standard with a beautiful analog round instrument with an additional LC display. There is also an optional digital display, but we don't want to go into more detail about it here, because in our opinion the analog watch fits much better here. The standard equipment of the R12 is not bad. There are the 2 riding modes rock and roll, standard and rain, keyless ride, cornering ABS, engine drag control and dynamic traction control. Heated grips, quickshifter, cruise control and hill start control are also available as options. Altogether costs €1,010 in the comfort package and is probably ordered by 99% of buyers. The cornering light is also optional, but we think it is dispensable. The series has full LED including daytime running lights and LED turn signals. At the rear and brake lights are integrated into the turn signals, which we don't think is so great, because you can hardly see the turn signals when braking. You can further upgrade the R12 with wire wheels, tire pressure monitoring system, connected ride, pillion package, etc., but please always keep an eye on your account balance. The sound of the R12 is a real feast for the ears for us. Only the air/oil-cooled boxer sounds so wonderfully potty, and in our opinion the newer water boxers can't keep up. By the way, BMW says about the R12, you don't have to dream of California. This exciting cruiser brings this unique nonchalance right to your doorstep. Is that true? Let's give it a try, so let's hit the slopes. Does the R12 drive as casually as it looks and as BMW claims? Yes, it does. As soon as we start up, the lufty boxer greets us with the pleasant shaking back and forth like from the 60s. The engine is clearly the determining factor for the R12. Everything else works wonderfully, but besides the powerful advance, it seems rather incidental. Although the R12 has only 95 horsepower in the datasheet, it goes off like Schmidt's cat. The power is also more of a minor matter here, it's the torque that counts. And there is plenty of 110 Nm of that at 6,000 RPM. If there is anyone else who has never ridden a machine with this engine, please do us and yourself a favor and give it a try. On the chassis side, there is nothing to complain about with the R12 either. The R12 drives exactly as you would expect it to. Thanks to the long wheelbase of 1.52 m, it is stable on the plate and does not let anything upset it. The non-adjustable Marzocchi upside-down fork with a 45 mm stanchion diameter offers a travel of only 90 mm. The directly articulated monoshock at the rear can be adjusted hydraulically by handwheel and rebound and spring preload, and the spring travel is also only 90 mm. In veritable potholes, there is also a noticeable blow to the neck, but in normal road conditions, the R12 behaves very comfortably. It is even quite light for a cruiser weighing 227 kilograms. The bulging tires support the pleasant driving experience, but also ensure that the R12 will not go down in the history books as the new cornering predator from Bavaria. However, it doesn't want to do that at all, because its natural habitat is not the racetrack, but the country road. If you want to let it burn, rev the engine up to a maximum of 6,000 RPM, after which the thrust decreases. This is also one of the differences to the R12 9T, which delivers more power on top. But honestly, who wants to torture this beautiful engine like that? If you have done that and a red light appears in the distance, you will be happy about the excellent brakes. At the front, radially mounted Brembo 4-piston monoblock fixed calipers bite into 310 double discs. Of course, this motorcycle brakes well. And not only is the absolute deceleration right, but the modulation and braking power are also convincing. In addition, there is the well-known BMW Integral Pro brake system. Is there nothing to complain about this bike at all? Yes, of course. The footrests were often in my way when standing, and the quickshifter, which was included on our very well-equipped test machine, is still too jerky for me. Please don't come back to me with "you probably didn't understand the function of a quickshifter." Yes, I did. And I've ridden a lot of quickshifters, which can be shifted much smoother. However, the BMW Boxer models, also on the GS, stutter even if you stick to the QA rules. To be honest, I would leave out the Shift Assistant Pro, as BMW calls it. Saves money, and besides, a cruiser doesn't need it either. After all, I want to cruise with it and not set lap records. BMW gives a 3-year warranty on the R12. The service is due every 10,000 or once a year. The following bikes come to mind as competitors: Indian Scout Bobber, Triumph Bonneville Speedmaster, Honda CMX 1100 Rebel and Harley-Davidson Nightster Special. The BMW R12 delivers what it promises: casual cruising with the steam of the good old Lufty Boxer. You don't notice the difference in performance to the 9T, the box goes off like a fox. It brakes great, feels mature and safe, and conveys a lot of driving pleasure. It is not a real cruiser a la Harley due to the footrest position, but it still brings the rider down and tempts you to glide along casually.
Drei, zwei, eins. Visier vergessen runter zu machen. Alter. 3, 2, 1 und ab geht der Fuchs. Oh Gott.